Thank you for being here with me today in this episode. I sincerely appreciate, with all the different options you have out there in this world, on YouTube and TikTok and Twitter or X, and definitely in the audio podcast world, you have a million choices, more than that, to choose from. My intention is to present to you my journey towards resilience. Not that I have it. Well, we do have it. I have it inside of me. You have it inside of you. But as I mentioned before, I want to draw out from myself what I can express of it as I become more aware of it, open to share with it from the baseline of love, which I'm asking you to also consider that as our common core connection that we all share. Yeah, we're definitely in different shapes, sizes, intelligence, money in the bank. We're all different, but we have more in common that far outweighs those things that we acquire or are privileged to enjoy in this life. Today's topic is called What's Going On? Now I'm going to draw upon some two critical, essential musical references and standards from me. Of course, we all know and can appreciate, I hope, Mr. Marvin Gaye, who wrote that song and is a consummate crooner, entertainer, voice of R&B and messages of the time. And that his voice left us way too soon. But as all of them do, they come and burn so brightly for us to hear, enjoy, dance to. But then when they're gone, we miss them. But at least that title, What's Going On, he captured that. Not just melodically, but also mentally, spiritually. He captured that. So I'm using that term for this topic today as a baseline for how I'm going to tie it into the overarching message from me, which is resilience. That's Marvin Gaye. But another gentleman that I never met, but I heard of him in his music, is a prestigious, dynamic drummer that I came across him just in a playlist somewhere, and then had the pleasure to actually hear him live in Rockville, Maryland, and at the Strathmore, Mr. Micaiah McCraven. So you might be asking, how do I tie in Marvin Gaye to Micaiah McCraven? But bear with me. One tune that I heard him perform was called Slightest Right. Slightest Right. And it was like a short tune, very melodic, very ethereal, very moving. And then at the end, he would say this, he thanked the audience for joining him on this, he called it this musical exploration. He called it a spontaneous composition with him and his bandmates. And even though for me it was moving, he made that statement about thanking the audience, this exploration, spontaneous composition. And he said, we don't know what's going on in this song. But to me, it sounded just fantastically put together, like they knew it was coming and they did it. So I use those two standards for clarifying their message in their music and what they say, what they play. I'm thanking you for joining me today and just my words from my heart to your ears. That's all I have. I can't sing, and by the way, I can't dance either. But I'm trying to play the trumpet. I'm trying to let my trumpet allow me to express what I'm trying to say, but I still need a more solid foundation to be able to play the tune, to feel the music, and then to improvise on it. But thank you all for listening to me occasionally when I'm out there on the band stage, but also for joining me today in this podcast. Even though I can also echo what Mr. Gay said and what Mr. McCraven said. We don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. I'm just relaying to you what's been presented to me to present to you. I hope you can handle that. To not know what's going on right here, right now, in these 820 episodes. And even if we did know what was going on, we couldn't control it anyway. Not it, this podcast, or anything. We cannot control anything. The world and the conditions will not bend to my will or to your will. All parties involved must bend together to the fate and the change and the evolution or the devolution of the time. Not to be in submission to anything or to something or someone outside of you. I observe that we should be submissive to the Creator within each of us. That Creator can choose to bend reality, bend conditions, and what may seem as in my favor or in accordance with my needs. Or it could be against my wants. But every moment of life is present to wake you and I up. Or every moment of our lives are present to put us to sleep. One or the other. Mr. Eckhart Tolle, the author of The Power of Now and A New Earth, he said that. The world is not here to make you happy or to tell you what's going on. The world is not here to do that. That's our job, our purpose, our message. That's part of our self-discovery of awareness of what to do. In defining your beauty, in defining what drives you, in understanding your need, your desire of need, that is what's going on. That seems like a very short trip to get to that understanding, because more importantly, or by default, we just accept what we were taught in school, what our parents relayed to us from their experience. The best they could do is what they did. The best we can do is to take that already created foundation, the already creative resources from parents to teachers to schools to enemies to teams to sports to whatever. Those resources are there. We have to discern, distill what is pertinent to us to do just that. Define our beauty. Define what drives us. Understand our need versus our wants. And to know that's what's going on. And that's your resilience. And that's how and what you should pursue. Thank you again. As always, stay present, stay current, and remember where your heart is. Consider it being at 820.